And welcome back to, let's say, modded Stellaris was a 35. So, I wanted to try one more, like, build. Like a little fun build. Before going just straight down, like, humans and all that stuff. Technological progress has been swift, but as the numbers grew, the civilian population became increasingly restless. With the world on brink of anarchy, the military stepped in to restore the rule of law. One of the established segregation from all threats was external and internal. Discovery of the Hyperlane Network, the finest minds of the hegemony of Lavis Primus finished development of the first hyperdrives. Cells are finally within our grasps. So I think so I just built, I just went through and built this. So we have the Great Ring. When this star collapsed in a black hole, it destroyed the inner ring world and the precursor civilization that built it. The outer ring, however, survived without much damage, and eventually new life emerged on it, warmed up by the pale light of the black hole's accretion disk. So we got Fanatic Authoritarian. So by the way, I put this in Grand Admiral difficulty. Again, meme. Month influence 1.5, 1 enforcer job, 2 ruler cap at minus 5% monthly energy credits. Single voice, a single throne, a single state. It is a solemn duty of the masters obey those in line few, who are in charge of the great responsibility of leadership. Fanatic Miller, its ability to project force is of paramount importance. The only way to preserve a life is to make sure everyone shares it, willingly or not. Militaris, as we reach the stars, we must put away childish things, gods, spirits, and other phantasms of the brain. That is cruel and forgiving, yet we must seal ourselves and secure the survival of our race, plunging pursuit of science and technology. And then we have Dreadnought Tactics, War Engineers, and Naval Traditions. Ring World Preference. Ugh, dusty. Very versatile, genius, and each highest form of intelligence. It can't be smarter than this without advanced genetic engineering. Non-adaptive, unruly, and Umbral Shroud. Which, so my goal is to eventually get rid of Umbral Shroud through genetic engineering. And yeah, we're doing that. There was something that was like, hey... So we're only a 3-ring, but we're missing it, I guess. Well, upgrades. Yeah, I love how it just doesn't fit. Anyways, let's see. I love it. I always like it when we're on the very edge. Because it just, I don't know why. Well, okay, so it's a ring world, but we can do all this stuff. Okay, generator. Ring world self-repairing system node. An explosion of the ring world's automated self-repair system and continues generates matter needed to keep the megastructure in operational shape. And we can siphon some of the matter to be used for earnings without compromising our official home. The Great Capital. A great capital city built on the ring wall. This place says the center for the ring world segment. Local population with various services. Then it's like the normal ring world. So it begins. Yeah, it's that event. That's what's causing it. I went with tall white this time. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this in a more intelligent way. And actually, like, you know, do the weapons and stuff like that first, and then components, and then that stuff. Minus cost power. Let me get my water. So I got like a Zip Fizz going, you know, like a year-old Zip Fizz, if not even older. But I only have little like solo cups, so I need like so I was saying my drink's dusty. And what I might do is, because it takes like 10 minutes or whatever, 10 to 15, 20 minutes for the game to load. Alright, and then pausing is no longer enabled unless for specific things, you know. Well, news alien remnants are recently studied. These aliens are number of intelligence, favorable alien activities in the past. We may still be alone now, but they're at least not the first to be so. So we are expansionists until we need to be belligerent. Exploration, an excellent idea.
Situation log has been updated.
We now know without a doubt that starting bias is not something unique to Lava's premise. In the community, Malology, you can learn more about the various forms of alien life found through the galaxy. Okay, like life forms we encounter already on the way, but saying all biologists and just focus our planetary survey efforts on favorable life-bearing worlds.
Situation log has been updated.
The Grunner. Are you going to report they uncovered the remains? Zyphreium species on 2A. And the planet some 7 million years ago. While it's unclear why the species until the grid disappeared from the zonal system, our scientists have isolated promising area of the planet.
The special project has concluded.
On the science ship ISS Bimsel Lash tried to do a standard technic scan on the planet Zonal 2 as part of its survey routine. We got results. Specifically, got one result: this planet is dead. Core of the world, completely cold and still in a single ball, dense iron rings. In theories, even with the most advanced technologies, we'll be violating the level like terraforming it. Huh.
Research concluded.
Let's destroy the miscellaneous segment matter are incredibly resource rich, and parking them on planets and mining them on space. I realize this to recycle and better distribute said minerals. 5% matter dock by rerunning fragmenting segments of matter in outer space.
System survey concluded.
We can harness massive amounts of much needed materials without harming our surface's crust. Costly and risky endeavor still. This orange juice is not allowed to be sweet.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Or stumbling steps in the void beyond that time. That's when I'm all sold by curiosity, desire to conquer their own. Waiting to leave a mark on the galaxy by Stellaris Prime. This isn't going to rapid change of the past few centuries. More than that, it's finally be facing the beginning of mass extinction. Cyclical purging of life that is inseparable from planetary existence and greater cosmos. And when it gets studying number of planets rendered uninhabitable by major astronomical incidents of planet-bound catastrophes, we hope that by constructing the events of similar fate may avoid Lavis Primus and Lavis Space. You, as Grand Marshal, the hegemony of Lavis Primus, the expedition is carried out.
Situation log has been updated.
Fishing version. Oh, there you go. Oh, energetic matter to energy has always been a dream to most civilizations. While matter to energy converting technology isn't nearly as efficient as predicted to be, we can only do so by colliding nuclei at great speeds and exciting heat recycling cells with the resulting thermal energy release. And from fusion power plants, this process, beta harvesting, not put out any remaining solid matter, being then much more efficient. It will produce a reasonable amount of power at the cost of a reasonable amount of matter to perform beta collisions on. Yes. Let me make sure you know me. Are you protecting your flora and fauna? That doesn't mean not to colonize at all. Increased urbanization, emerging economic prosperity have left our planet's ecosystems in great danger. Natural wildlife, safe regardless of extraordinary native fauna and flora, Installing fuse use to safeguard ecosystem or other more developed colonies. You are conscious of cleaning, ensuring no ecosystems in any colony goes permanently extinct. You get insight into the xeno wildlife. Academy schools and universities are spread across our empire, and those that wish to reach the top do through their intricate hierarchies. Its speed voidcraft and speed military speed increased by 15%. Strange phenomenon deep in the core of 2B3A has resulted in a lot of minerals and chemical fusing reacting together for rare heavy elements. The constant activity has pushed most of those to the surface with proper equipment, and this could provide a good addition to our mining efforts. And see, there's not many portraits I actually really like, but some of the plant ones, some of the avian ones, and then most of the machine ones actually, but that's because that's me.
We have detected an anomaly.
By chance, you have a faint alien signal during the surface moon. The source appears to be a small subject in orbit. Soon the message could be distress responder. This planet's flora and fauna choked on their own poison emissions. Likely helped along with the reason to react to gas from beneath the planet's crust, especially when we investigate the matter.
Situation log has been updated. Construction completed.
Life finds a way. Launch mostly seal currencies and found on Twiz B2. Jordan Vows found a service as well to do a mineral soil study and stumbled on this case in my accident. This was filled with life, sprawling, self-sustaining ecosystem that might survive here. Or must support a much wider variety of life at some point in its life cycle. I'm really sad that the Imperium got us, though.
Research concluded.
It's not fun. Later. Okay, now. When life was detected in close orbit of Hawaii's 4A, it was covered in scorch marks from when the pod's mothership exploded. Preliminary scans suggest it was built more than 5,000 years ago. The crew of the ISS is Lash managed to open the pod with the remains of a reptilian alien clad in a resplendent uniform. Shown in his claw was a small picture of another individual, same race, possibly mate or revered leader. Single massive aliens having single grams value. Well, not literally, but we could probably find some uses for them. These extensions to the facilities to the circumstellar matter anchorage occupy themselves on refining ground meteorites. Installations relieve our anchorage teams from their duties and allow them to focus efforts better on an important outer orbital task. As for achieving, besides, grounded teams have more time to shuttle through their resources and make the most of what their skyfall brought around. It's row. Why is it always row?
Research concluded.
Well, during the last 6 inches ago, an instrument for keeping your home world from turning into Tomb World, if it hasn't already. Well, derived from petrochemicals, but from produce, will have their usages in our civilization. What matters is that you can't much faster and at all, anyways. Reliance on grounded and extracted soil damaging minerals has always been an issue in our efforts for environmental preservation. Research upper quotas. Our agro-engineers have recently done nothing. Tokuron from the stars was A, helps create large vortices whenever the star, Sirius solar system injects material through its solar flares. Large local disruptions in magnetosphere causing particles and plasma to then return and start swirling patterns, creating massive slow rotating plasma vortices. What matters is the based on our former usage on petroleum-based solid products, new composition of bioplastics would be an efficient replacement of sector minerals for producing alloy sheets and consumer goods.
Research concluded.
Completely eco-friendly and naturally degradable. Waste biomatter from the refining process of said bioplastics as we enriched in methanol, ethanol, and other fuel alternatives for colonies. Optimizations in synthesizing, modeling, recycling biomatter and bioplastics. Have opened a new frontier for rockets marine by dispersing biomatter plants into local facilities. Share most colonial communities of a clean and efficient alternative for extracted mineral constructed consumer goods. Yet it doesn't make consumer goods. Producing preposterous amount of goods, so hoping to liquidate stocks, and after not doing so is absurdly inefficient. Advanced and similar technology that makes on-demand harvesting formidably faster, materially cheaper, cleaner, and more efficient. With forges, printers, and templates, modular workshop will field any kind of special needs and all vehicle repairing material quotas. This production could also be exported. And these great production centers amalgamate 3D printers, forgeries, docking bays, raw material deposits, construction terminals, and other manufacturing necessity. Free access. Furniture complex provides also the habitability, with the ability to create whatever the homes need and their docks crave on their own planets by their own or specialist hands in place of almost traditional industry. The Old World, home to buried decrepit buildings, to his 1A used to be inhabited by a forgotten civilization. Clear how far this civilization advanced, so it was believed to have never gotten to beyond the age of swords and spears. And on some buildings, half-buried palaces, crumbling walls are found, sign of steel, and any advanced building materials. How life on such an individual was sniped out is unclear.
System survey concluded.
Temperature of Next, similar on faint alien signal during the survey moon. There's supposed to be a small object in orbit. The signal message could be distress of some matter. The temperature of blood bubbles are 6 to several magnitudes higher than was expected for typical this type of giant. The dense core of normal materials producing a lot of heat. They're so hot our probes are unable to reach the inner part of the gas tank to study what the core can be made out of. The planet, how is one deeper than has this whole sentence of a giant ocean, magma, and a stretch of liquid molten rock. Okay. Deep present skins any part of the core is fully exposed in here, how magma can stay so hot. Okay, exotic gases. The modified remains of a single individual belonging to a previously unknown alien species have been found drifting higher to the theory. And so, similar appears to be flight suit complete with a helmet and maybe a fighter pilot, checking some ancient biology to be forgotten and left behind. Some interesting data. Well, education is the right which belongs to all. Through public education, all students are ensured financial knowledge and need to live prosperous lives. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I was thinking, like, you know, this is technically small, medium, large, but no. So they're all the same thing, so there's no point.
Anomalous readings registered. Knowledge is the key to the universe.
New philosophy, the love of knowledge has driven our ancestors towards scientific method, eventually the stars. Today, at least all this stuff will make more sense. The circulation and knowledge intertwining have all been lost to imperialism, or have they? While academic and research facilities are spread around our citizen planets as a general rule, the centers of learning are too dispersed and too focused on research to work together and provide insights into each other's works, linking these intellectual nuclei wherever they're relevant. Through informational infrastructure, we will not only quicken research by emergence, provide additional opportunities, seeing that this network requires physical structure for our archivists, professors, and even philosophers, only in dedicated space to Lyceum. Oh my god.
System survey
Not that
concluded.
convenient. Anyway, so enjoy the city, you know what to do. See ya.